The suit pinches at your shoulders. The cabin smells like metal, plastic, and pure oxygen. Outside, Florida heat shimmers above pad 39A, and a million parts wait to behave perfectly. Your headset crackles with calm voices that sound like a dare. This is your life, level by level, inside Apollo 11. Act 1 Launch Day. The moment Earth fades away. Your back is flat against the couch in Columbia. Knees up, harness biting through fabric. The clock runs toward zero while fans whisper and the cabin stays unnaturally clean. Then the Saturn V lights. The vibration hits first, a low animal growl traveling through your ribs. At 9:32 a.m., you feel the tower slide away and the G-force press your eyes into their corners. You watch gauges, chamber pressures, fuel flow, guidance needles. You call out numbers because that's what keeps fear from taking the mic. Stage separation arrives with a sharp kick, then the smooth shove of the next engine. Out the small window, the Atlantic turns into a curved blue map. You tell yourself it's just procedure. You tell yourself the simulations covered this. You tell yourself the rocket doesn't know you're inside it. But every switch has a consequence. An abort handle, a caution light, a checklist line that can't be skipped. Earth keeps shrinking, and suddenly, home is a target you might miss. The planet falls away like a dropped coin you can't bend down to retrieve. Act 2 Lunar Approach. The silence before the descent. 3 days of routines fold into each other: meal packets, urine dumps, checklists taped to panels. The cabin is cramped and lived in now, floating pens and a faint tang of electronics. You roll Columbia to line up the sextant, taking sightings to refine navigation. Houston's voice is steady in your ear, time stamped and precise. On July 19th, the moon fills the window like a gray stone with hard edges. You burn the service propulsion system to enter lunar orbit, watching the numbers settle: pericynthian, apocynthian, propellant. The engine cut is followed by pure quiet, the kind that makes you hear your own breathing. You tell yourself the hard part is over. You tell yourself orbit is just another loop. You tell yourself the moon is only a place, not a verdict. But the checklists tighten. Power down non-essentials. Verify LM systems. Rehearse undocking calls. One misread digit, one wrong switch guard, and you don't get a second pass. The closer the moon gets, the more your mistakes feel like they have gravity. Act 3 Lunar Descent. On the edge of history. July 20th, you move into Eagle and the world narrows to toggles, circuit breakers, and the soft glow of instrument panels. The LM feels like foil and intention, thin walls between you and vacuum. You undock from Columbia and watch it drift, a clean white shape that suddenly looks like the only door back. The descent burn starts. The computer talks in numbers. You call out rate of descent, altitude, fuel. Then the alarms: 12:02, 12:01 flashing like a bad dream you can't wake from. Houston says, "We're go," and you keep going. Through the window, the planned landing area is rougher than the photos. Boulders, craters, no forgiveness. You tell yourself the computer will hold. You tell yourself the fuel margin is enough. You tell yourself your hands won't shake. But you take manual control, nudging the LM forward, watching the surface rise and the fuel tick down, seconds that feel like fingers closing. When the dust finally hangs and the contact light comes, you realize you didn't conquer the moon, you negotiated a landing with an empty wallet. You're down, but you're not safe. Next comes the suit up, the hatch. The latter tasks so ordinary on paper that they hide how alone you are out there. Act 4 The first step. You become a person in a place with no air. The checklist is taped where you can't miss it, but your gloves still fumble at the EVA connectors. Oxygen flow, suit pressure, comms check. The cabin is a clutter of hoses and straps, the air tasting dry and sharp as you dump it to vacuum. When the hatch finally swings, the black outside isn't night. It's absence. You back out slowly, Boots searching for the footpad. The ladder is thin aluminum, vibrating through your hands with each careful move. Below you, the descent stage sits in powder so fine it looks like ash. You can see every scratch on your visor reflection. You can hear your own breath like a metronome. You tell yourself it's just a step. You tell yourself the suit is a spacecraft. You tell yourself the ladder can't surprise you. But the last rung is still a decision. Gravity tugs at a sixth of what you expect, and your body overcorrects small hops, small stumbles, every motion exaggerated by pressurization and adrenaline. The camera, the sample bag, the contingency plans everything wants your attention at once. You don't arrive on the moon. You leak into it, one controlled exhale at a time. Act 5: Departure and Reunion. You leave the surface before it can feel familiar. The surface tasks end the same way they began, with numbers. Bag the rock box, seal the film magazines, stow the core tube. You brush dust from seals and hinges, but the grit clings like it was manufactured to never let go. Inside Eagle, the cabin fogs faintly with your moisture, and the smell turns sour sweat trapped in rubber and nylon. You rest where you can. Helmet off, fingers aching with that deep glove bite. Then it's ignition day, and you look up at the Ascent engine bell like it's a coin toss you can't redo. When it lights, there's no rumble, just the violent math of acceleration and a view of the descent stage falling away, still standing like a marker. You tell yourself rendezvous is routine. You tell yourself Columbia is waiting. You tell yourself the radar will behave. But you fly a choreographed dance at 60 nautical miles up, watching range and rate close, calling out corrections, listening for contact and capture. Docking is a metallic thud you feel through the structure, proof that steel can still mean home. The moon lets you go without a goodbye, like a door that never learned your name. Act 6: Returns and Reflections. You come back, but the mission stays inside you. The burn for home is just another line on the timeline. 2 minutes 28 seconds, engine gimbal steady. After that, the days stretch again, sleep periods, mid-course corrections, optics checks, the quiet ritual of reading out tank pressures and battery amps. Earth grows in the window, not dramatic, just inevitable, a blue target that keeps getting larger. Re-entry isn't poetic, it's heat and attitude and margins. You strap in tight, suit valve set, hands moving by muscle memory as the command module turns its blunt end forward. Plasma blooms outside, a bright orange secrecy that blanks the world. The G-load pins you, heavy as a hand on your chest, and for long minutes the radio is dead. No Houston. No confirmation, only the hiss of your own breathing and the tick of the clock. You tell yourself the parachutes will open. You tell yourself the angles are correct. You tell yourself the ocean is wide enough to catch you. Then the drogues hit, the mains blossom, and the capsule smacks the Pacific with a final, wet insult. You return to Earth the way you left it, inside a machine, hoping physics is in a merciful mood. Later, the suit is gone, the checklists filed, the photographs developed. But the habit remains. Listening for a caution tone that isn't there. You learn that distance doesn't end when you land. It just relocates. The moon becomes a place on a map, and also a quiet measurement inside your ribs how far you can go, and what you have to carry back.